Before I came to Beijing, the Great Wall meant only one tourist attraction to me. I don't know why I thought it was just one particular spot. It didn't make much sense to think it was just a short stretch of ancient blue brick. When I actually started looking into it on social media, I found out that there are actually three well-known areas that feature the Great Wall in Beijing. The Great Wall was continuously built throughout the entire Ming Dynasty. Badaling is the most extensive and representative one. Juyongguan is next to Badaling, and both belong to a militarily significant area situated at the junction leading to the plains from the north and west. The third one is Mutianyu, which is less well known on the Chinese internet but popular in Western media. When I visited Mutianyu, I saw many international tourists, perhaps because they are less familiar with the concepts of feng shui. Western tourists seem more comfortable with Mutianyu, even though it's smaller and less imposing than other sections of the Great Wall. The number of ticket checkpoints reflects this preference.
We are now at Badaling Great Wall. This was the entrance.
My experience visiting it wasn't particularly good, and it didn't spark any inclination in me to return, whereas Badaling and Juyongguan certainly did.
Inside the watchtower, the climate is cool and brisk. At late March, we arrived here earlier. The scenery is still the winter scenery. Due to the time limit, we need to arrive at the parking lot before 4 o'clock. So we couldn't make it to the number 20 watchtower. We're gonna spend the time here and then return to the cableway and then take the cable car down the slope.
Apart from these three, there is another beguiling Great Wall attraction near Beijing called Jinshanli. Unfortunately, due to the distance, we didn't hit up. Badaling is a representative image of the Great Wall. You can see its photos hanging in the Beijing railway station. The tourists who visit there come from all across mainland China. When you search for Great Wall in your search box, Badaling is always what shows up. There is even a highway named after Badaling in the G6, which highlights its importance. Badaling and Juyongguan are quite close and belong to the same mountain ranges.
So the waistline of Juyongguan Great Wall was the narrowest and steepest section of Great Wall. Okay. Today it's cloudy and full of haze, so the scenery is not so pleasant. Yeah. When you face the valley, you want to shrink, want to scream. We entered the Juyongguan at the east gate and climbed down at the west gate. In the east gate, there are more international tourists, but in the west, there was fewer people.
I had heard about the mesmerized beauty of the Great Wall in autumn, so I visited them in late October on my first year at Beijing. To avoid bustling crowds, we actually went to a quiet forest park that also contains a section of the wall. Although it's not as well maintained, I was gratified to visit during the base season on a sunny day. The scenery was not inferior to the other three sections. Even when passing through Juyongguan, the view was stunning in its peak beauty. Every time I visited Badaling, I came across this magnificent mountain ridge facing the entrance. Late October to early November is the best time for the red foliage, while late April to early May is best for the lush green landscape. I visited Badaling earlier last May and Juyongguan this year. The scenery in early May is filled with the vitality of fresh spring greenery. The wind is temperate and bracing, and the sun is bright but not scorching, which is a stark contrast to the summer and winter. Standing on the bricks without any shade in summer feels like a sunburn torture, while in winter the scenery is bleak and the wind is badly cold, even in late November.
The wind is so strong, but the scenery was vast and grandiose. My hands feel frigid. It's battling cold because it's autumn wind from Mongolia and Siberia.
We climbed the northern parts of Badaling in May and the southern part in late October. These sections all have different parts. For Mutianyu and Juyongguan, we think the western part is best, while for the Badaling, the northern parts are the best. Badaling's mountains connect to the main tombs, so there is a monument dedicated to both. In the past, there were warriors living in these craggy mountains. Now it's packed with tourists. Climbing with loud crowds feels less authentic. Whether in Badaling northern part or Juyongguan west part, there are several fortress towers with fewer people because many choose to turn back earlier or take a cable car. We can have a quiet time there, enjoying the same mountain landscape as the guardians who lived here 600 years ago. Even among 10,000 people, the war is a lonely place. These Great Wall segments are rather far from central Beijing, so if you stayed at 3 p.m., you will see fewer people. Most buses or trains stopped running at 4 p.m., but as the sun turns tangerine and the train are veiled in amber light, the scenery becomes even more historic.
好了，该你了，宝宝。这是一小波，小波我这里不行。好陡啊！然后接着往下下。国外不是飞机。你别走，等等我。等等我。You have to hold this handrail
Having lived in Beijing for the past 3 years, looking back, I'm gratified to have spent my weekends on these excursions, observing the beauties of nature, its happiness and enrichment, to spend time in these peaceful, harmonious
We are
parks.
near the South Four Tower.
I haven't seen the different appears of the seasons and the different parts of the world-famous Great Wall. If I was still in Beijing this autumn, I would definitely check out the eastern parts of Juyongguan. If not, I have no regrets, as I'm full of memories of the mesmerizing air of those mountains.
Especially found of the distant mountains, partly hidden, partly visible, and has a hazy look in a faint blue color. Now all the leaves are down. There come some berry and these green trunks and stalks. But it's a nice and clear weather today with a great visibility. And it's so windy, so our hat or caps is a must.